What's up, brand builders? It's been a long time since I made a video, and the new year is approaching, and I thought, you know what? Let me start making videos again, especially because 2018 is going to be a big year for Spellbrand. We're launching the Brand Builder Academy, and to facilitate that, it's going to be an online kind of academy for brand builders. So there will be courses and online workshops, even live workshops in New York and in London for companies or for entrepreneurs to help build their brands. So we'll be covering everything from the basics, getting started with your brand, and then going into the brand strategy, positional strategy, then of course the visual identity. We'll also touch upon marketing, online social media, lots of things. So I thought, okay, let's just start by releasing a video on what it means, what the new year means for your brand. Essentially, the marketing world is very noisy. It's becoming more and more difficult for people to market their brands, to be heard, to differentiate themselves, and to align with their target audiences. Now, there's a lot of information online. There's a lot of noise on how to promote your brand and how to market your brand. So what I've decided to do was really let's talk about the fundamentals of using your brand to compete in the marketplace, using your brand to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. That actually means that you got to take your brand one step further. You cannot simply, have a brand and simply depend on the usual messages, the usual methods of promotion. Social media has become really important, but brands have remained, branding has remained rather static. So in this new year, in the coming new year, you got to think about what it means to promote your brand in the right way, to use your brand to differentiate yourself from your competition. This means you got to go back to your core values. This means you have to go back to your brand story. Now, in the Brand Builder Academy, we will be creating a brand from scratch. We'll take an idea, and then we will develop the brand. We will then come up with the marketing strategy for it, the positioning strategy for it. So you got to think about how to compete in the real world, what we can do with our brands, how to position them, how to sort of build a story. Because branding is nothing but storytelling. If you're not telling the right story, if you're not communicating the right story with your target audience, then what you end up with is a disconnect between your brand and what you're saying online and how you're being perceived by your target audience. So these are interconnected, and you got to really focus on telling the right story right from the beginning. It's what is the idea of your brand? Okay, why does it exist? What is why did you name your brand the way you did? What does it mean? What is the name? What part of the story does the name have? Okay, then how do you position the brand? How are you? What kind of message are you broadcasting to connect with your target audience? Do you even understand your target audience? Do you know what their worldview is? Now, you might know your product or your service inside out, and you might even know your industry. You might know your market segment. But what about the buyer personas? Having a generic idea of who your target audience is not really going to cut it anymore. You need to be very surgical. You need to be really, really precise in understanding who your primary buyer is. And then, of course, there's different layers. You have the secondary, and then you have the tertiary, buyer personas and all that. But you need to be really aware of that. Next, You got to have a brand story that aligns with your target audience. And that brand story has to be communicated through the brand identity, the visual language of your brand. And of course, then that moves on to marketing, promotion, your website, your social media channels. Everything is interconnected. Everything has a part to play in the brand storytelling. And that's what you need to focus on in the new year. In 2018, if you're launching a new brand, it's very important that you start right, that you understand the fundamentals, that you take each step properly. If you already have a brand, then you need to reevaluate, your position strategy. You need to reevaluate your brand story or your brand promise, the brand pillars. There's a lot of things. I know you might think, okay, these are all, words. These are, as they call it, jargon. But they mean something. And through a series of videos, I plan to sort of touch upon each of these subjects, touch upon each of these concepts with relevant examples and try and make sense of it all. So keep your eye on this channel. Please subscribe to it and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you're getting an email alert whenever I come up with a new video. And I will try to keep the videos very short, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And in each video, I will then tackle one particular concept. And I will also try and show real world examples. These could be our clients. We've been building brands since 1998, and we've worked with hundreds and hundreds, actually thousands of brands. We've helped build, create, launch, and promote hundreds and thousands of brands. So I will try and use examples from our clients or from out there. If I see a brand marketing strategy that catches my attention, then I will try and use that in the video. So let me know if you have any questions. That would be fantastic. If you have questions, just ask me, leave comments for these videos, or hit me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Bonigala, and I will try my best to include those questions in the videos. All right. So going forward, focus on brand storytelling. Build a brand. Okay. It is not about quick sales. It's not about quick revenues. It's about building a robust brand. And then, of course, the revenues will follow. Sales will follow. There's no doubt about it. I'm not saying that don't focus on revenues, but I'm saying focus on branding. Okay, focus on the brand, and the revenues will take care of themselves. All right. See you in the next video.